Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be playing a beloved Taito classic from the mid-90s, and I will be doing kind of a spicy route. So in this replay I will be playing the Keihin Tōhoku line, and this took some effort to learn. And you know, since this is a 90s horror game, you know what that means. It means that this is a memo game, so you can't just play it by the ear or, you know, just kind of vibe it out, feel it out. You actually need to do save state practice with this one and like really try out what works, what doesn't, maybe even make notes for yourself. Like at this specific point you need to sound the horn for these workers on the left to get some bonus points. And in this game, of course, points equal time, so scoring is also survival. And believe me, we will need all the all the help that we can get to get this route down. But I kind of like it because, you know, in lots of games, like survival and scoring are so divorced. So if you're a beginner, you're just doing the survival strats, and then if you're an advanced player, you're going for the score. But I kind of like it when games force you to score to survive, because it means that you're kind of really kind of delving deep into the mechanics. Anyway, since this is stage 1, we didn't need to do anything else up until this point, but now at the 700 meter point, you can see me pumping my brakes to the maximum. And again, this is something that I kind of practice out with save states, note the optimal time. Yeah, I did some like kind of fine tuning with the brakes, and here at the end, the exact kind of stop and how to do it, it's not something that you can learn just by watching a video. So again, you will need to practice it. Here you can see me kind of massaging the brake to get the optimal stopping position. I actually managed to get a 0 meter stop in this clear, which is kind of super nice. So that's stage 1 done, and we can proceed. So this is me returning to Darius Gaiden. I did a clear and a video about this game like 2 years ago, where I did the beginner route that everybody does, that ends in the risk storage boss. And I wanted to clear this game again because it has a lot of levels, a lot of bosses that I haven't seen, and just pick a completely different route. I didn't follow any guides this time. I just kind of picked stuff on instinct and tried to, you know, pick stuff that looked interesting to me. So here we're in stage C, which is quite a bit more difficult than stage B. And surprisingly tense. There's some shenanigans at the end. And starting right off here with the captain, I never figure out how to do this captain on the 12 Hz auto fire that I'm playing on, so I'm doing this really safe strat. So I'm just kind of evading him, and then I'm uncovering this power up so that when the laser enemies, these ones appear on the screen, I can just pick that up and destroy everything, clear the screen, because it's really hard to dodge their attacks. And here I'm being meticulous about destroying the enemies on the ground floor, and staying on the kind of a mid or to right portion of the screen to destroy enemies before they get a chance to shoot too much. Again, picking up that hidden power up to clear the laser enemies, here point blanking the starfish. And then here I want to make super sure that I get the red power up, not this one but the next one. For me, this was the easiest strat. Stay on the topmost, kind of top part of the screen, so that I can destroy this red enemy and get this power up. It's surprisingly tricky because it can kind of run away from you. a lot of the times. And then if you don't get the weapon power up and you don't get these white spheres, these missiles in your shots, this boss is going to take forever because you're not doing any damage to him. But when you have the weapon power up, then you just need to shoot him twice when he opens his mouth, and then the boss fight is done. This is a really, really strange boss. If you do this correctly, then there's basically no boss fight, and then if you do it wrong, it can go on like 5 times as long. And as I said, I'm playing on the 12 Hz auto fire setting, which is the one that I like the most, because I'm everybody plays on the 30 Hz, but I'm kind of a 30 Hz hater, because with 30 you just obviate the bosses, you don't really get to see any of the patterns. But 12 is, I practiced this route on the default auto fire, and at first I was aiming to do a default auto fire run, but it proved too difficult for me. Like, it's way too punishing if you mess stuff up, so I settled on 12. Maybe someday I will do a default auto fire run. That would be cool. Then some of the bosses may take like way too long for my taste, so it's this game is really strange. It's way more like complicated than it may seem, because although there's like these strange variations in, like, if you have the wrong weapon or whether you have the wrong auto fire, or stuff changes. So but yeah, I'm playing on 12, and that's enough to when you've routed out some of the stages and the bosses, it should be enough to get you through. And here you'll see me skipping that red power-up because, again, talking about those weapons, I want to be at a specific power level for the boss, and I'm going to pick up a red power-up soonish, so I skipped that one because I don't want to get too much power. Here I want to pick up the shields and then uncover a hidden 1-up on the bottom of the screen. So there's the 1-up and there's the power level. Again, you can see those missiles, aka those white spheres, because we're going to fight the electric fan. And again, if you only have the wave, it takes a lot longer. And this is not a super fun boss, not one of my favorites. But the beginning is kind of fun. It's kind of bullet hell-like with all the bullets. I'm not sure what side we're thinking with these patterns, because it's kind of hard to dodge with that with the hitbox the size of a truck. But here you can see me point blanking, very important. And for this attack, which is again super difficult to dodge, there's a safe spot, so you can just hang out in the corner there and wait for him to get into a better position. And again, point blanking, I'm going to do a lot of point blanking. With 30 Hz, you're going to just absolutely melt this boss. With 12, there is still some challenge, something that you need to do. So that went swimmingly, and we haven't used a bomb yet, which is really good. Going into stage I. This is an interesting stage because it's one of the, maybe it's the only one where you have to actually think about stuff relating to terrain, or there's like it's not a puzzle, but it's a gotcha moment where you need to know what to do so that you can get through some difficult terrain. Here at the start, it's just, basic stuff. And here I will be collecting all the red power-ups because, again, I want to be at a specific power level when we hit the boss, which is the Prickly Angler. Here is the first gotcha. So here you need to stop shooting for a while so you won't destroy those enemies, because otherwise you're going to get trapped behind that wall and then you're going to just die. I believe even having shields doesn't help you there, so you can't force yourself through the wall with a shield. And here what you see me doing is hitting those nasty turrets through the walls, so I get really low on the screen and shoot at them before they get a chance to shoot at me. And here using my these not sure what to call them. Well, they're also missiles, like these gray missiles that I shoot in all the directions from the ship. And here again, you need to do this very specific thing. So get behind this. I got a little bit too low. You can do this without taking a hit to your shield. And I panicked there for some reason and nearly like got myself walled. I think I was looking at one of the diggers approaching me or something. I don't know what happened there, but again, yeah, just don't shoot and just do what I did there, and you'll get through nicely. Lots of spam, bullet and enemy spam here. This is a very interesting boss fight. Really enjoyed this one. Again, this is one, if you're playing on the default auto fire, this can be a bit of a run killer because it just takes a long time, especially the second. The first phase, kind of easy, but the second is very tricky. So for the first phase, you want to be point blanking and just stay kind of low on the screen. So that means the lasers won't hit you. And so here, just tap dodge. And I like to do this. I just gotta get behind him and I can stay safely there. Again, getting back to point blanking a bit, and then I think we're done with the first phase. The second phase, kind of difficult. So the first pattern, you just need to know that the way that the lasers fan out, not too bad. And you need to be, again, I wasn't ready for these. Again, you need to tap dodge safely out of the way. And again, here, just tap dodge calmly. And this attack is really strange. You need to misdirect this beam, but I never figure out how to kind of misdirect the second beam. I would always be taking a hit there. So I don't know, with the default auto fire, if I got this attack twice, it was, I don't know, it just forced me to bomb. I didn't really know what to do there, but yeah, if you have 12 hertz or more, you get to kind of see the attacks and you need to route it out a little bit, but not too bad. Here is where I'm going to do a boss redo. So originally, when I did my first 1cc video, I did stage L, and it also had the double dealer boss, and we're going to get the double dealer again here. But again, I didn't want to do the zone M, which is the Titanic Lance. Here, you see that red power up? I'm going to do everything that I can to not pick it up, because now I'm at the best power level. This is the highest, it's not the highest DPS, and yeah, I ran into the red power up. And now I'm stuck with the highest level of the wave, because the previous power level is actually best for the rest of the game. Those missiles, those white spheres, they really contribute to the damage output during the bosses. So kind of sucks. I had some runs which were better at this, but then I would like mess up I believe it's the Crusty Hammer boss fight. We'll talk about Crusty Hammer in due time. This is again kind of a Danmaku stage. I don't know, I was just doing raw dodging there. Not really. Not sure if there's like a strategy. And this stage is awful for bullet visibility. Like, people complain about Garega, and rightfully so, but this is, for me, this is like so much worse. Like, especially when the blue, like mid-size enemies appear again. These waves aren't too bad, you need to kind of stream them. Yeah, these enemies, when they shoot, like, good luck seeing that stuff amidst everything else. But luckily it went okay here. It's kind of funny that you max out your main weapon power-up kind of early, but with the secondary weapon that you use the green power-ups for, those you like keep collecting throughout the game. So we're at 4 bombs, really good situation. Double dealer, I really enjoyed this boss. Once you learn this bot, it becomes really fun. There's even a little bit of dodging to do and stuff. So this is just dodging. You see me again getting up close to get some point blank damage. Then the boss will spawn these enemies that you want to take out quickly before they can shoot too much. Point blanking again. And with the lightning attack, you just need to keep moving and you'll evade it, I think. Here I try to stay in the center because there are these like enemies that leave these red red bullets on the screen, which again can be hard to see, and I ran myself into one. I have no shields, but since now I have to be just extra careful here. Honestly, I maybe should have bombed for safety, but yeah. It's kind of sad that after this we'll get like these homing Taito laser attacks, which are kind of, they're not too difficult, but they're fun to dodge. But since we have the rapid fire, we don't get to see those. Okay, T stage, and this is kind of a make or break for the run, especially because of the boss. I don't want to suffer power loss here. So I want to be extra sure to grab some shields immediately, because I'm without a shield. And here I'm going to get another one up. So you need to shoot backwards into that building. You didn't really see it here, but I got an extra life there. Yeah, shield, thank you. And with these spider enemies, you kind of need to bait them out. This is, again, this is a memo game. Not the strictest memo, but it's still memo, so you kind of need to know what to expect. This can get kind of chaotic, but just kind of, this is just kind of one of those spray and pray. Is that the pray and spray? Is that the expression? Just keep firing. Now with the upcoming captain, I want to kind of, again, point blank and then make him follow me kind of on the lower end of the screen, and then again get on top and shoot. Just keep point blanking, and he'll die pretty quickly. You'll see that I'm not really capturing any captains here, just because I find it pretty difficult. I don't know, maybe it's different with 30 Hz, and that's why it's used a lot, like for scoring purposes, but for like lower auto fire rates, it's just very risky, especially with the default auto fire. It's like, oh my god. Here, just need to keep it together for a while. Not too bad. And now, Crusty hammer. This is pretty difficult. And with the default auto fire, this just goes on forever, and you get to see wild attacks. But with 12 Hz, still difficult. And this is really memo heavy. So here, he's going to do attack, which you need to be kind of you need to know that that's coming, and you need to misdirect it. And with this one, he's going to hit you with his claw. So again, there's a safe spot, evade and attack, get in the safe spot back. So yeah, just running away from him and keep the firing up here. Again, I messed this up. I messed up the timing with my dodge, and then I got trapped. So I needed to bomb, but that's okay, because I think that's the first bomb that I used during this run. This jump isn't too bad. Jumping again, not too bad, but some of the attacks that start here are very difficult, and I think I'll start bomb. Yeah, just kind of got trapped there, so I just had to bomb. And with this is a crazy pattern. For some reason, I decided to dodge this. I was like, this should be dodgeable. Maybe there's a safe spot, but I don't know. I just decided to, yeah, not dodging that again. So a lot of bomb spam on this boss, but I think he deserves it, because this one's definitely like one of the hardest. I guess the final boss of this route is maybe harder, but I didn't need to learn that boss fully, because, you know, I have the resources and I'm not super, like, I don't need to do a no miss run. I'm happy with losing some lives. But this is I chose this final stage partly for the reason because it's just so beautiful. I like this game is, of course, you know, everybody knows that it's gorgeous, so I just like the forest setting a lot. Very atmospheric, very beautiful, very comfy. And the stage itself isn't actually that bad. Like some of the, I think the stage, the one that ends with Hysteric Empress, I believe that's the boss name, that stage feels pretty involved. While this one is pretty chill. Here I'm just like shooting through walls, so it's no big deal. And with the approaching mid-boss, the octopus, I try to damage him with those missiles shoot out from the back end of my ship. while also taking care of the enemies on the right because they're going to shoot some nasty patterns. Here just kind of, I don't know, I was surprised by the way that the boss moved, so I got clipped a little bit there, and again, this was kind of didn't go that well, but this part is just so hard to see what's happening, but it's kind of really hard to follow. Maybe I should have routed that out better, but it worked. Here I'm going to do a specific strat, so getting into this position, then waiting for the enemy to kind of do this weird attack and then get out of the way. And here just streaming on the bottom of the screen works. I think it works pretty much every time. So approaching the final boss, Odious Trident. I love the boss names. So this isn't too bad, especially if you have some lives in stock. So for the beginning, just point blank, just maximizing my damage, and luckily just get on the very top of the screen, then go all the way down to the screen because he's going to do this attack and you will die if you won't do this properly. And wait for him to do it again, then again get into the point blank range. And this is a crazy, that the turret, I kind of messed up the timing here, so I needed to bomb. You kind of need to stay on the lower end of the screen for longer, and yeah, just took a death there because I'm not sure what happened. Now I'm just going to bomb for safety every time because I have the resources, I might as well use them. And I think I'm going to, yeah, this time I'm going to do it correctly, so you need to stream it much slower and then you don't need to bomb, but yeah, that was enough damage in, and I managed to clear with 1 life lost, and I even had 1 bomb in stock, so this was a very fun route to do. And if you were like me and only had done the and a beautiful ending screen, by the way, really love this, very Star Wars. Yeah, so I recommend, if you've only done the beginner route, which is like A, B, D, H, L, Q, V or something like that, not V. Anyway, the one ending with risk storage, you know what I'm talking about if you've played this game. It was really fun, like after a longish break, to come back to this and learn completely different stages, completely different bosses. And you know, when you've played the game, if you've done an initial clear, you have a kind of decent grasp of the mechanics and when to bomb, when not to bomb, maybe even learned a little bit of point blanking. It's kind of fun to use those skills to learn completely new stages. And again, if you're playing with 30 Hz autofire, then just do what you want to do. But I also recommend trying out some different rate because it really changes up the gameplay. For me, it's kind of cooler when the bosses have time to do the attacks and I need to do a little bit more of routing during stages. So yeah, for me 12 Hz was the sweet spot, and I know I just keep on yapping about the autofire, but it's kind of, it's like a difficulty modifier almost, and to me the 30 Hz is just out of balance. Maybe, I guess it's for scoring reasons or something, so I kind of needed to find something that worked for me a little bit better. But yeah, cool game, kind of unbalanced in the way that, you know, if in this run everything went as planned, but I had some runs where I did a little mistake in a mid-run and it just got destroyed everything, so it is kind of punishing in that sense, which I'm not a super like fan of, but it's not too difficult to get everything right if you take some time to practice. So I guess that's it, and thanks for watching my this kind of off-the-cuff commentary video.